let's go there for a second. You don't know if she's had surgery. You don't know if she's had lipo, a tummy tuck, a BBL. You don't know if her flat stomach is a mommy makeover or meal prep.
Welcome to the Nicole Curcio podcast, the show for women who want it all. Faith at the center, a strong and feminine body, deep family connections, and true freedom in their lives. I'm Nicole Curcio, a former medical insider turned fat loss and physique coach. I help high-performing women transform from the inside out, physically, mentally, and spiritually, without starving, obsessing, or burning out. Around here, we train with intention, eat with purpose, and build a life that reflects the woman you were created to be. Let's get into it.
Let's talk about something that most women don't admit aloud. Comparison. Not the cute, lighthearted kind. I'm talking about the gut punch kind. The scroll through Instagram and now you hate yourself kind. You know the one. You're doing good, like actually good. You're eating your meals. You've been to the gym already 3 times this week. You're seeing the small wins and you're feeling better in your body, and then you open your phone and there she is. Lean, glowing, smiling with her cute little workout set on. And suddenly all of your progress that you've been making, it feels embarrassing. Your protein shake tastes like lies. Your mirror feels like betrayal. And the confidence you were just holding 5 seconds ago, gone. What just happened? So let's unpack it. Because this is more than just a moment of insecurity. This is full-on hijacking of your self-belief. Comparison is rarely loud. It doesn't scream at you. It whispers. She started after you. Her stomach is flatter. Her kids are younger than yours, and she still looks better. What's your excuse again? And the crazy thing is, comparison, it's not even about her. It's never about the other girl. It's about what her success highlights inside of you. Comparison has this way of turning a mirror into a microscope. You stop seeing the full picture and you start zooming in on what's wrong. And if you're not grounded in your own identity, if you're not clear on who you are and what season you are in, you'll start believing that your own journey is broken. You'll think, maybe something's wrong with me. This should be easier. Why am I not further along? Girl, nothing's wrong with your journey. You're just misreading the season. This is why it's so important to take a step back and get radically honest with yourself. Because I talk to women all the time who say, hey, how much is coaching? And I always tell them like, yo, I can't throw a number at you. We first have to take a look under the hood. You wouldn't expect a mechanic to give you quotes before even popping the hood open. He needs to know what's going on. Same as with coaching. It's not just, hey, here's a workout, eat this many calories. No, like we need to look at the whole picture. Do you binge eat when you're emotional? Does your period wreck your consistency every month? Do you self-sabotage every time progress shows up because you don't believe you deserve it? Because that's the real work. That's the stuff that keeps you stuck, not the lack of motivation. Now hear me on this. It didn't take you 3 days to build the identity you currently have. It didn't take you 3 days to gain the weight that you currently have, or the habits, or the beliefs. It was slow. It was gradual. So what makes us think that reversing it is going to be instant? This is why it matters so much to know exactly what season you're in. Some of you are in a healing season, not a shred season, even though you desperately think you're in a shred season. Some of you are in a foundational building season, not a PR season. Some of you are finally confronting the roots, not just chasing results on the surface. And if you skip over that because you're desperate to just get toned, you're going to miss the transformation that actually lasts. Because the truth is, you don't just need another plan, you need some perspective. You need honesty. You need someone who can help you see your season clearly and a coach you through that. Otherwise, you're going to feel like your progress is pathetic, that your body is behind, and none of that is actually true. Because realistically, you don't know her backstory. You don't know her lifestyle. You don't know her genetics. You don't know her sleep schedule. her stress levels, her actual goals. And honestly, let's go there for a second. You don't know if she's had surgery. You don't know if she's had lipo, a tummy tuck, a BBL. You don't know if her flat stomach is a mommy makeover or meal prep. You don't know if she's been tracking macros for 5 years straight or if she hired a private chef. You don't know if she's been working with a coach, helping her behind the scenes every single day. You don't know if she's just taking weight loss drugs. And yes, that's a big one. We are in a full-on era of Ozempic. Wegovy, Mounjaro, GLP-1 agonists are being used like multivitamins. But guess what? Nobody's posting about that. They're not posting hashtag Wegovy in the caption. They're not saying 12-week transformation with my GLP-1s and my private nurse. No, they're putting hashtag hard work and letting you assume it's all just discipline and chicken breast. This is why you need to protect your mind, because what you're comparing yourself to is not even real half the time. And honestly, let's go a level deeper. You don't know if she's taking steroids. And yes, women do take steroids. You've been taught to think that steroids are that huge bodybuilder guy that you see at the gym with the veins popping out from his forehead. It's not just that. The steroids or anabolic androgenic compounds are increasingly used among female fitness influencers. And they use it because they achieve fat loss faster. They achieve unrealistic leanness, bigger glutes, tiny waist, enhanced vascularity, rapid strength gains. And again, they're not talking about it. Most of them, I would say 75, 80% of them don't post that up. They all just call it hard work. They might even say it's just clean eating. And that may be true. I'm not taking that away from them. They do work hard and they do eat pretty clean. They're still doing what they need to do. But it's also biochemistry on overdrive. And unless you're extremely educated on female physiology, or you've been in this field for many years, or seen it firsthand, you never guess it. Because most of these women, they know how to cycle on and off. They avoid the voice deepening, they avoid the masculine jawline, they avoid the super visible signs. But internally, they're taking compounds that completely alter the playing field. It's like trying to run a marathon against someone who's on a motorbike. And you're mad because she crossed the finish line first. No one told you that the rules weren't the same. So stop comparing your natural health journey to someone else's. They don't like to take steroids. They like to call it being enhanced. But stop assuming you're broken because you're not shredded in 8 weeks. Because the natural way, the path that includes diet, training, rest, mindset, healing your metabolism, balancing your hormones, rewiring your self-talk, that's the path that gives you results that actually last. Steroids aren't health. Shortcuts don't build sustainability. And the real flex is doing it in a way that doesn't destroy your body to get there. You're not behind, you're building something real. But beyond the drugs and the surgery, let's talk about exhaustion. The woman you keep comparing yourself to, you don't know if she's secretly miserable. You don't know if she's starving and binging in secret, spending 3 hours in the gym a day, so obsessed with her appearance that she's afraid to actually go out and live. Deep in adrenal fatigue, losing her period, hair thinning, and still forcing a smile online. But comparison doesn't care about any of that. Comparison doesn't care if she's suffering or cheating. Comparison only sees the highlight reels and tells you she's ahead, you're behind. But ahead of what? Ahead of a timeline that doesn't exist? There is no trophy at the end of this. You don't win or lose because you got to 135 pounds before your coworker. You don't win because you fit back into your jeans just in time for summer. You win when you build a body that you can sustain. a body that you feel strong in, capable in, a body you can live life in and not stress out. The only person you're supposed to be competing with is yesterday's version of you. That's it. You're not behind. You're just on a different path. And your path might include doing it naturally, building muscle, actually learning what to eat and train effectively, not cutting corners with injections or pills, but healing your metabolism, your gut, your relationship with food. Not faking it for Instagram. And that's going to take a little bit longer. But that's the real journey, and it's worth it. So the next time you catch yourself comparing, I want you to stop mid-scroll and ask yourself, am I comparing my real version of her to her filtered? Do I even know what's going on behind her transformation? Is this expanding me or making me shrink? And then choose yourself. Choose your pace. Choose your plan. Choose your peace. Because when it's real, you don't have to fake it online. You just live it. And that's the kind of results that actually last. All right, let's talk a little bit about psychology for just a second. When you see someone who's ahead, your brain does two things. It either gets inspired or it gets paralyzed. That's why the same post can make one woman go, wow, if she can do it, maybe I can too. And it can make another woman spiral into, why do I even try? And the difference isn't in the post. The difference is in the mindset of the reader. So let's build the mindset that doesn't just scroll and sulk, but scrolls and levels up. There's a concept I love. It's called an expander. An expander is someone who proves what is possible. They are walking evidence that your dream can be done, that your limits are learned, that your maybe one day could actually be, this is the kind of year of my reality. And here's the twist. You're not supposed to compete with them. You're supposed to be learning from them. You're supposed to look at that woman with the strength, with the peace, with the glow. And instead of spiraling into, oh, she's so far ahead of me, we got to reframe it to, yeah, girl, lead the way. I'm on my way too. Do you feel the difference in that? The mental shift that takes you from threatened to inspired? Takes you from jealous to joyful expectation? Because when you see someone as an expander, you stop asking, why not me? What am I doing wrong? What does she have that I don't? And instead you start asking, what can I learn here? What's this showing me about what's possible? What version of me is on the other side of this challenge? It's extremely humbling. But you stop shrinking and you start stretching. And I get it. Sometimes that stretch feels like it's pulling you apart. But deep down, it's hard to celebrate someone who has what you're still fighting for. It's hard to stay grounded in self-worth when you see someone with the body, the business, the life, the marriage, the house that you've been praying for. But this is why perspective matters. Because comparison says, she took what should have been mine. Yeah. But expansion says, if she can do it, I can do it too. And listen, expanders don't need to be perfect. You don't need to match their exact lifestyle. They don't even need to know that you exist. But their story becomes your proof. And this is especially powerful if you've spent years rehearsing reasons why you can't do something. I'm too old. I failed too many times. My body just doesn't respond. I'm not motivated like her. I'm just built different. Well, guess what? So is your expander. And she did it anyway. She found a way. She rose above her excuses. She committed to the process. She failed probably a few times if she has truly accomplished anything great. And she still got back up. That's what expanders do. They don't just show you the goal. They show you that the grind is worth it. But here's something wild from neuroscience, and it's one of my biggest takeaways from Psycho-Cybernetics by Matthew Maltz. Your brain does not distinguish between real and vividly imagined experiences. Let me say that again. Your subconscious mind, the part of you that drives 90% of your behavior, does not know the difference between something you actually lived through and something you vividly imagined or visualized or emotionally experienced in your own mind. Dr. Maltz discovered this while working as a plastic surgeon. He'd perform surgeries on people, whether that be a nose job, a scar removal, facial reconstruction. And for some people, it radically changed everything. Their confidence skyrocketed. But for others, nothing changed. They still walked around like Eeyore. They still carried insecurity, shame, or fear, even though their physical change has already happened. Why? Because surgery didn't change their internal self-image. They still saw themselves as unattractive, broken. Their external reality had changed, but their mental movie had not. And here's where this ties back into comparison and borrowed belief. When you see someone win, when you see her glowing, strong, confident, finally fitting into the shorts that she used to hate, you have two choices. You either shrink and spiral into self-pity, or you expand and let your imagination go there with her. Let your subconscious tell you, if she can do it, so can I. This is real. This is available. This is possible for me. And the crazy part is that your subconscious mind will start building that roadmap for you. It starts firing neurons in alignments with that version of you. It says, okay, let's close the gap. Let's act accordingly. Because now it has a new target of a self-image, a new mental movie to work off of. Maltz says this is the key to change. You cannot outperform your self-image, but you can upgrade it through visualization, repetition, and exposure. And expanders help you do that. They give you the evidence. They give you the vision. They give you something real to attach your imagination to. Not just fantasy, not fluff, but proof. So next time you see someone winning, stop scrolling past it. Stop letting your brain go into judgment or jealousy. Instead, linger on it. Feel it. Let yourself imagine you winning like that. See your name on that progress post. Your name. Feel yourself pulling that weight. Picture the smile on your face when your jeans slip on easily again. Why? Because when you borrow that belief, you begin to reprogram your identity. You begin to act like the version of you who's already won. And like Maltz says, your nervous system can't tell the difference between an actual experience and a one that you vividly imagine. That's not just wishful thinking. That's neuroplasticity in action. That's rewiring. That is the first step to actual lasting transformation. So borrow the belief. Let their win become your warm-up. Because when one woman breaks through the ceiling, she doesn't take your place. She shows you what's possible. But let's not act like your feed isn't part of the problem. Some of y'all are following women who trigger your insecurity on purpose. It's not motivation, it's manipulation. The angles, the lighting, the fake modesty, the filters that make you question your own face. So don't just tell yourself, well, it's fitness content, so it's helping me. Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is hurting you. So here's your challenge today, and I mean this. Unfollow 5 accounts that make you feel small. I don't care if they're popular. I don't care if you used to love them. I don't care if they give good ab workouts. If you walk away from their page feeling defeated instead of empowered, unfollow. Immediate unfollow. Your mental health is more important than their engagements. But the flip side is this. Follow or keep the women that remind you what's possible. Not the ones who pretend they're perfect. Not the ones who say just eat less, move more. But the ones who are real about life struggles. The ones who show up even when it's hard. The ones who are strong, soft, disciplined, and kind. The ones who are walking ahead of you and would grab your hand and help lead you along. That's who you want on your feed. That's who you want in your corner. Comparison isn't going to go away, but you can decide how to filter it. You can say, if she can do it, it's possible for me too. You can say, I'm not behind, I'm just on a different path. I'm just in a different season. I'm not hurt, and that's my superpower. Because the truth is, you don't need her body. You need your best. And you're already becoming her day by day, choice by choice. So let's make this a little bit practical. Go and follow 5 accounts that make you feel small, insecure, and not enough. Keep 5 women who expand you. Women who make you feel hopeful, inspired, and challenged in the best way. Screenshot your new crew and put it in your folder on your phone. Name it Proof It's Possible. And then every time you're tempted to shrink, to compare, open that folder and remind yourself, this is where I'm headed. I belong here too. You're not too late and you're not too far gone. You're just getting started.
Strong, sexy, and unapologetically confident. That's the goal. Now go lift heavy, eat like you mean it, and act like the woman you're becoming. Talk soon.